All right. Oui. Okay, I'm live both on Facebook and Instagram. Happy Saturday. I think it's Saturday, right? Is it? Yes. Happy Saturday. Yes, it is Saturday. Okay, I'm just double checking. My name is Maggie, and I do this live weekly, usually during the midweek. I call it Midweek with Maggie. But this week I missed it, so I'm doing this weekend version for the first time. Weekend with Maggie. So thanks for watching. If you're catching live or catching replay, let me know where you're tuning in from, watching from. It's hard to say it always, so let me know where you're watching from. I'm gonna change that, and I'm gonna do this with my blue light blocking glasses today. So the reason I missed my midweek live was last 2 days I had a migraine. I get migraine once in a while, and it's always on my left, like behind my left eye. And when I have migraine, I literally shut down, and I like not really. I was doing minimum, but I was not really functioning well. So, but I am good now. So I wanted to come out live. Hi, thanks for watching. Hello, hello. Let me know where you're watching this from. And I do this. So I do this weekly live to share my journey, share my breakthrough, so that you can see life from different perspective. Because that's how I had my breakthroughs, and so that you can see your life from different perspective, and you can grow and have a better life. That's ultimate goal. You want to have a happier life and fulfilled life. So today I wanted to share how I spend my weekends. And I always kind of trying to figure out what I want to say on this live calls. But yeah, since it's weekend, I thought why not share how I spend my weekends, and how I used to spend my weekends and versus now how I do it. So I used to when I was working in typical like office 9 to 5 job, I was working Monday through Friday, and Friday comes, I will like plan and do something with my friends, go out. I don't, last couple of years, I haven't gone out and doing things. Obviously, with COVID, like bars are closed. We're not supposed to, like, we can't really get in the big clouds and stuff. So obviously, I haven't, we are not able to do that. But I used to look for Friday nights. Look like I was looking forward to have that weekend off, and I was living for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, like afternoon, like I started like dreading for the Monday to come back and start the cycle all over again. And it was like that cycle of like never ending emotional, not so much ups and downs, but I was I was living for the weekend, and I never see the ending of that cycle, and I did not like it. I was like, when like I was always like looking at time, looking for what day it is, and like how many more days, how many hours until Friday and whatever. And it was not fun. Weekend was fun, but then I started shifting. I started my like entrepreneurial journey about two. Wait, no. I think my initial one started 4 years ago, and at the time when I started, I was like driving for Uber, walking other people's dogs on the weekend, sometime on the weekday, watching people's dogs on the weekends because people go travel on the weekends, and doing all these things to make more money, side hustles. And um, literally I would drive Uber and Lyft for like, I don't know, all day. And it wasn't bad. Like, you can make your own schedule. But the thing is, you don't get paid unless you're actually driving, and if you don't have a rider, you're not making any money. So I was like, first time I was like driving around. There's no requests. I'm like, ended up like driving around for like half an hour and then wasting gas. And finally got a ride, but then it turned out it was only like $5 ride. So it was just like, is it really worth doing this? I did that here and there, and then I started my current journey, digital entrepreneurship, about 2 years ago. Two years ago, 2000. Yeah, a little over 2 years ago, and then my weekend. I started when I was working in the real estate office, and I started using my weekend as a time to work on my business because I started as a part time. And so I would be watching training videos and learning things from others, watching or like listening podcasts, reading books, just like observing all the things that just kind of opened up to me, and I wanted to observe everything. So I stopped. Well, I didn't really have a whole lot of friends to like go out with. Yeah, I didn't. I don't think I had too many friends, so I would go out maybe like once in like six, 3 to 6 months, and but solely weekend started becoming for my business. And in the beginning I was like, well, I had a long week, I just want to like do nothing. And I was still looking forward to have that weekend off, but I was in a different mindset. I'm like, oh goodness, this weekend I don't have to have any distraction. I can work on my business. So it was good. And now I do that still. I don't see weekend as weekend anymore. Honestly, I kind of forget which day it is. But yeah, on the weekends I have a lot of calls with my clients because the people I work with, they're working during the week, so they're not available during the day most of the time. So I have calls back to back on the weekends. So my friends, when they wanted to hang out with me on the weekend, I had to tell them no, because I have a calls, and these are very, very important because this is the chance I get to connect with them and catch up with them every week. And I really look forward to connecting with them because I actually never, half of the clients I never met in person. And I always get on the call, and that's when I get to see them, and they are in a different part of a country, so it's interesting to hear what's going on in like Texas, Pennsylvania, Montana. They're a little over California. So, and I don't watch news, so I don't really know what's happening outside of my apartment and my little circle of friends. So it's great to hear what's happening. And sometimes I get on the call with my friends who are not in the area on the weekends, especially now that a lot of people can't really go traveling, can't really do much of things that they used to, they the things we were used to able to do. um, so I get on a call with my friends in Europe and in Japan, and I did that for the last few months. So it's great to see them online because I don't really talk to them all the time either. So it's it's nice to be able to see them. Obviously, if I could see them in person, that would be amazing. So can't wait to go traveling again. Which I share my travel story on Friday. I call it fly with, what is that hashtag? Oh, fly away Friday. So you can check out, wait, you can check on my post from every Friday. I'm doing it for a couple weeks now, so you can see I've shared um, where I've been, and in my story from that location I've shared about the Arizona Grand Canyon. I think that's the first one, and the second one was the place I grew up in Japan. And then week 3, oh, I shared my first trip to Europe. So I shared about my journey in Budapest, Hungary. And yesterday, I think that was the 4th, and I shared about my trip to Chicago. I used to live close to Chicago. Well, not so close to Chicago, 2 hours south of Chicago, while I was a university student. So I been there a couple times, and I shared where I've been and what happened and whatnot. So I love talking about it, and travel is one of my biggest passions. So check it out. And also, I do this weekly live. This is episode 31st, I believe. So there are 31 episodes that you can go back and check. I share a lot of things. The topics are based on personal development, the things I've learned in my life, and my personal growth. I shared that. My breakthroughs. I share that in each episode. So go check it out. And let's see what else I wanted to share. I don't usually um, I don't have any script for these go lives. I just kind of say what I want, like whatever comes out of my mouth. Um, and also, I do this because eventually I wanted to have my own podcast. So I'm practicing my speaking skills. Also, I love to speak, in front of people when the time comes, and when we all get together and have a live events and stuff. So I'd love to, speak in front of people. So I'm practicing that, and it takes courage. Now I'm like I'm I can literally go to um, doing lives. But first time I did live was maybe a year and a half ago. It was scary as hell. It's really weird when you look at it, because I use my iPhone, and then the like webcam to broadcast to Facebook, and obviously the phone for Instagram. And oh my goodness, I was doing it. It wasn't even to the public. It was inside the private group, because I'm part of this online community that's very uplifting, very inspiring, encouraging. So we had this like live challenge, and it was the pressing. I don't know if any of you've done the live video, but you press, doing live, and I thought that was like the pressing, even that button was like so scary. And then I pressed it, and then like it went to review page. It was like, oh my god, I'm not even doing live yet, and I was just like so scared. And then like waited, like repeating so many times what I wanted to say, because I want to say it right. And hi, I have an audio problem. I think it's your connection, because you always have a audio or video problem. Can you hear me, guys? Let me know. Um, what I was saying. Oh yeah, so like doing live was like so scary. I was like repeating what I wanted to say in my head so many times. Then I'm like sweating, and then they finally like press the button, and I'm just like ah, and then like nobody's watching, and because nobody knew that that's what I was like, I didn't announce it, which announcement is very important when you do lives, especially if you have like a important announcement, anything important to share. Um but you're speaking to this camera, You don't even have like people in front of you. But then I was so scared to speak live. And when I'm just like literally staring at a camera and talking to camera, and obviously there are a few people watching live right now, and they're watching me speaking, but they were not physically in front of me. They can't hurt me, they can't throw things at me because they don't hear what I have to say. There's nothing. What is like the worst thing could happen? Like stumble word, stumble what I wanted to say, and maybe like I don't look the way I wanted to look. There are just so many things that can that was just inside my head. But then once you do it, you're like, huh, it wasn't so bad. Hey, thanks for watching. I'll just wait back to few people watching on Instagram. Thank you, thank you. Let me know. I'm just sharing my. I was talking about how I spend my weekend, but now I kind of transition to talking about doing this kind of like live videos, my experience. So, um, yeah, it was so scary. And then like you press the button, and then just like I think my first live was just like talking about this very sad story, and I'm just like, why am I even talking about this? This is not what I wanted to say. I wanted to like encourage, inspire people, but I ended up like talking very sad story about like the some incidents from the past. And but I once it's done, it's just like, okay, I did it. And then the second time was, I think it was still inside the same group in Facebook group, and we're doing this different challenge where you start a live, and you are like walking, well, you do the live in public, and you lay down in middle of a public space and lay down for I think 10 seconds. And the idea is scary enough, right? It's like, why would you anybody like, but like doing anything public is like scary because we are so afraid of what other people think, right? It's like, why is that girl laying on the ground talking to a phone? Like, what? So that was my second live, I think, and I kind of cheated, to be honest. I didn't. There was no like big public location in Arizona where I guess I could have gone to maybe Scottsdale, but I just kind of walked really close to where I used to live, and doing live, and then kind of lay down on the sidewalk, and then like kind of 10 minutes there's a bunch of cars going past, but there's nobody else was walking close to me. But I did that, and right after you did it, after I did it, it was very comforting. It's really weird. You literally just kind of stepped outside of your comfort zone, and you're like, huh, it wasn't that bad. And that gave me, it's like, okay, like everything that's happening, or my thought process inside of my head are literally just inside my head, and it's not gonna like it's not gonna kill me. It's not the fear. What was it? There was a quote that I was gonna not the quote, but it's like the saying from one of my mentors. He said he heard it from somewhere, but the fear is an illusion, and what's the other one? Something is like real, but fear is an illusion. I forgot the something part, but fear is an illusion because it's all in your head, and 99.9999% of things that we fear, or we plan to the worst case scenario, that doesn't happen. Um, Statistically, like you have a chance of like getting hit by a car, but you don't fear that, every day, and but that could be fear, and then you fear of like doing this like talking on camera live, um, and those things, like what's the worst thing could happen? Uh, what, like somebody's gonna just bash and drop the hate comments. And I've actually had that before. Somebody, this is amazing actually. So, I'm doing this live and some like random person never even heard of or never I met or even talked to before just comes and leaves a comment say, nobody cares about what you have to say. And I'm just like, okay, why even like leaving a comment? Like, I don't even know you, and if you don't like what I have to say, you're welcome to exit. I'm not obligating anybody to watch this. And then it's like it they had a lot of people, they don't leave comments, and but they're watching it. And I know that a lot of my friends, uh a lot of people, my friends, after it, I see them and they're like, oh yeah, I watch your video, I read your stuff, it's amazing. And I'm like, well, you don't even leave a comment. So guys, leave me a comment so that it'd be a great feedback for me. And I just, it's nice to see or hear that people are watching and reading. So let me know how I'm doing. And then but anyway, so some people just like to leave, like, just leave negative things like on the comments. But I'm like, what is going on in your life that you have to take a time, you have to put energy and type a negative comment and trying to like bash people? And I think I shared this before, but um these people, most of the time, literally like a 99.9% of the time, they don't even have a picture of themselves. They were so afraid of themselves putting in the public. So when they see people, this is just my perception, but when they see people talking, doing things out there, they don't like it because they're so afraid of them showing themselves to public. So I gone totally off the tangent from how I spend my weekend to, doing my weekly live and, negative comments, how I take it. But so I will try to circle back. So on the weekends, I work, but I don't really work. I don't feel like working because I'm connecting with my clients and, helping them um, grow in their life and in their business. So, um, yeah, it's nice to see, like, I have so many calls on the weekend, and like I get to do that. Uh, really being able to help them and potentially help you if we decide to work together. It's really fulfilling to me, and it's so much more fulfilling than like going out. And like, actually going out isn't bad, but it's that, when I had too much drinks and like having hungover next day, and it's just like dreading, and then that feeling on Sunday night and just like, oh, Monday's coming back. Like, I hated that. Now it's just like every day I don't honestly feel any like difference. I forget which day it is most of the time. I past actually 2 months, the days are going so fast. Every day is going so fast, and like all of a sudden it's a weekend again. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't do much this week. And I'm like writing things down. I'm like, but I haven't done any of these. So, and plus last 2 days I had a migraine, and then when I have a migraine, I kind of shared it in the beginning, I just kind of shut down. So I'm like laying down and like listening to hypnosis and stuff. So, but anyway, so that's how I spend my weekends. And I appreciate you guys watching, and hope your weekend is going well. And oh, by the way, these blue light blocking glasses, they help me stop getting a migraine or like drying my eyes. So I would highly recommend getting one if you don't have one. Oh, Kevin's watching. Hey, Kevin. Different Kevin. Um, and yeah, so hope you guys having a great weekend, and I appreciate you, and have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.